Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I hate to rain on all TNA fans' parade here, but I was watching Impact yesterday, one of the rare occasions when I actually watch it. And for the most part, the reason why I'm even watching this show is to just see how terrible it can get. It's like the car crash mentality. I'm starting not to be able to look away because I know that TNA is ready to fail big time. And after last night's show, without a doubt, without a motherfucking doubt, I am sure that this company has got even less than a year left on its lifeline. Eric Young is now the TNA World Champion. Now, I have said in the past that it is beyond cheap that Magnus is the world champion, was the world champion. I said that, Chris Sabin, a talented wrestler, no doubt, but world champion? No. To be world champion, there has to be proper build-up. They have to have, someone really going for the belt for a while. He's earned this spot, like Daniel Bryan, for example. A man that is, really paid his dues, so to speak. Eric Young hasn't done fucking shit. In fact, Eric Young is a motherfucking Santino character in TNA. He was hanging out with ODB, and if you check, in my past reviews, I thought that, the guy was funny at times. He would crack goofy promos and everything, but that's the thing. He was a motherfucking goofball. That was his whole character, that he was goofy, that he was insane. He wasn't even in TNA for a while. He would come back, wrestle, then leave. They did some storyline like he was out to pick up fried chicken and beer, and he left for like 6 months, and it made no fucking sense, but that was the thing, he was involved in this horrible fucking wedding segment, probably one of the worst wedding segments I've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling. I've never seen anything so fucking terrible before. And Eric Young was always just, like a mid-card. He wasn't anything big. In fact, like when he started in TNA, when they had Team Canada, he was like the least popular guy in that group. You had Bobby Roode, who was the top guy. Even Petey motherfucking Williams was even more popular than Eric Young. And I would accept Petey Williams as a more acceptable champion. At least the guy's got a better finisher. Now you got Eric Young now beating Magnus in this main event, and they're trying to make like this was like one of the biggest main events ever between two rising stars. Yeah, right. Eric Young is a wrestler that's been there for 10 years. He wasn't anything to begin with, and he wasn't anything to end with either. They just throw him in a fucking gauntlet match. And this was the thing, right here I'm going to say it. And all the TNA fanboys are going to wince. And I even see some of the TNA fanboys are even admitting to this. And they think this is a positive thing. They ripped off the whole Daniel Bryan title win at WrestleMania, the whole fucking thing. Look here, instead of having Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, and the winner moves on to the main event slot in the world title match, they did a gauntlet match instead. Eric Young won and he moved on. Daniel Bryan beat Triple H and he moved on. And then both guys won in the main event. And you notice something here? Do you notice something? Now you could make the argument here that maybe Eric Young has had the longer beard than Daniel Bryan for a time. Something, I didn't even see that argument. I am giving you an argument right there, TNA fans. I am going within my mind and thinking a very possible argument that you could have, all your pathetic fucking arguments, and I'm actually handing you one. Eric Young did have the long beard more consistently than Daniel Bryan. I can't believe I'm arguing at this retarded level. But there you go. There's your argument. But they weren't doing fucking shit with Eric Young until Daniel Bryan started to step up and got the main event. That was the only motherfucking time that, they decided that, Eric Young is a star now. Get the fuck out of here. Just because you have a smaller guy with a beard, that WWE happens to be pushing, you're going to just push a guy that looks, he doesn't even look like Daniel Bryan. I'm sure he has similar features in the beard, and he's not as tall as the other guys, but, he's nothing like him at all. And also I'm watching his matches. They added in the drop kick from the top rope, a move that he doesn't normally do, and they give him that. That's a move that Daniel Bryan does almost every match, the missile drop kick from the top where he lands on his back. They throw that in the match, and the whole scenario is ripped off of WrestleMania 30. Just a cheap way of getting more views because they've been getting less than 1 million views. That they've been getting really fucking horrible ass ratings, and this was a cheap tactic. Then I see people saying, they should tag team because they got beards. So fuck these people. Some wrestling fans are so motherfucking lame that it is just fucking unbearable, and that people are happy about this. Why? And look at the match. It was fucking terrible, that fucking match. Magnus is doing rest holds the whole thing, and then Daniel Bryan just look, I even call him Daniel Bryan by accident. Eric Young does a pile driver, and that is it. A move from the motherfucking 80s. A move from the motherfucking 70s. A move from the motherfucking 60s wins a fucking wrestling match. That's it. A single pile driver, and that was it. Eric Young barely did anything in this match. And then, all of a sudden he does a one-move comeback, and then that's it. Get the fuck out of here. And above all that, he didn't deserve it. People are saying, he got what he deserved. How? Why? And since when are so many Eric Young fans? I'm so happy for you. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking phonies. They do this every single time. Same thing with Chris Sabin. No one gave a shit about Chris Sabin, and even that got better build up. But nobody, at least he came back from an injury, and they did the whole stupid storyline. Even that was retarded when they did that. Like, nobody's ever come back from an injury. Just because you come back from an injury means you deserve a title. Fuck out of here. Eric Young, all of a sudden out of the motherfucking blue, these ZY fans come out of woodwork. I've been with him since day one. Fuck no, you haven't. You've been with him since last night. Daniel Bryan fans have been with this guy for fucking 3-4 years already. Ever since 2010, people have been getting behind this man. Ever since 2012, people were chanting yes like a bunch of maniacs. They got pissed off when Daniel Bryan lost the title to Sheamus in 18 seconds. And from that point on, everybody was behind Daniel Bryan to the very end. Now, let me tell you something right here. You TNA fans are by far the worst fans. And I thought that during the PG era, nothing could be worse than a WWE fanboy. None could be worse. Just a lame-ass Cena supporter, an Orton worshiper, these types of people. You had people bowing down to Ryback, who's now a jobber. WWE fans can be some of the worst fans. But never have I ever come across a worse fucking fan or fucking just numbskull like a TNA fan. TNA fans will take a motherfucking bullet for Dixie Carter. They would jump in front of a fucking train to save Magnus. This company is full of fucking jobbers, and every single person that had a bit of talent is not even there anymore. Where the fuck is AJ Styles? He ain't there. And, I'm also looking in the Battle Royal, the Gauntlet, whatever. James Storm, a guy who fucking deserves that world title. I am saying this now, you TNA fans. James Storm, a guy who last year looked like he deserved the belt. He was wrestling great matches. He had so much charisma on the mic. He greatly improved. And instead, no, nothing. Eric Young, not James Storm, but Eric Young instead. How the fuck does that make any sense? James Storm, a guy who looks tough, who wrestles tough, and sounds tough on the mic. This is not good enough to be a world champion. But Eric Young, a motherfucking goofball, who's done absolutely jack shit in this company. Just all of a sudden, at the last minute, when Daniel Bryan starts to get hot in WWE, they decide to flip the switch on Eric Young. Give me a fucking break. That is so cheap and so obvious that it's a ripoff. It's almost motherfucking pathetic. There ain't really a lot else to say about this. It's just a dark day for TNA. There's been dark days in TNA for fucking years now. Every single time I watch TNA, I told you, I feel depressed. I feel like I gotta take another shower. Even if I just got out of the shower and watched TNA, I'd have to go back and take another shower again because it makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. It just feels like a fucking pathetic ass fed. Makes me feel like when I watch XPW, I'm like, oh, Wrestling Society X. I feel like I got bugs crawling on my skin. I just, and I feel like I want to fucking vomit when I watch it. It just feels like a piece of shit. I feel like, I just stuck my head in a pile of fucking garbage. Like, opened up my garbage can and shoved my head in. And I took it out. And that's how I feel every time I look at an episode of TNA. It's just a bunch of fucking shit. I feel like I've got shit on the brains. I stuck my head in the garbage can. I've got shit all over my face. This is just fucking just pathetic on all ends. How people can support a company like this. Alright, Eric Young sucks, his title win sucks, and for the motherfucking last time, for the 78th time here on YouTube, whatever it is, 123rd, TNA sucks.